What's up, guys? I'm here. Are you happy? Are you happy? I'm just here, guys. You know, yeah. Before we start with the video, I'm sorry, guys. We cannot make no gaming. It's just not the day to do gaming. We're not gonna do that. That's why I'm here and I'm showing my face again. And I know how YouTube is. I know how YouTube is, guys. But that's not gonna mean that I'm not gonna cuss. I'm still gonna cuss, guys. But I get it. Don't do too much. Some of y'all do too much cussing. But yeah, guys. Due to us having so many things going on, I'm just gonna make a video where we just talk about all these topics instead of just a topic, because we have a lot to talk about, guys. A lot happened, and that's why. So yeah, we want to talk about a lot of stuff. So should we start with the drunken master? We need to talk about drunken master, guys, and other topics. I think we just start with the drunken master because that's like a much smoother topic to talk about. The drunken master movie, and why is it still like so relevant till this day? Drunken master is still very relevant. All these martial arts movies are relevant. It's not like a coincidence, guys, that did something about the Enter the Dragon movie with the Bruce Lee. It was just a good movie, and at the end of the movie, I'm gonna spoil you guys like about Enter the Dragon and Drunken Master, so you guys better come back here. And yeah, I wanted to show some footage of Drunken Master, but I'm not gonna do this because I don't want to get no copyright claim. Maybe next time, guys. We're not really gonna show, or should we? Yeah, I think that's not that important. Yeah, this is the reason why Bruce Lee gets to fight, somebody with the claws, right, and stuff, and come on, ah! It was like a bam, right, and you just have to hit him in his head and with the foot. But hold on, guys, I don't condone violence. I'm not here condoning violence. I'm not telling you guys to go outside and bash somebody's skull in. We're not here to promote violence, but we're here to talk about the messages that are in these martial arts movies, such as Drunken Master, because we want to drink. Good beer, good choice of beer. I hear a lot of your brothers pushing this campaign. This campaign like alcohol is not good. We need to stop drinking alcohol. I get it. Alcohol. It depends how much you drink, right? It depends how much you handle. Some can handle a lot. They drink vodka. They drink vodka like water. I'm not telling you to go drink vodka, but they drink vodka like water. And others get tipsy by drinking some wine. Let's not say something stupid. Some drink wine and they're already like very tipsy. It depends. But what are you gonna tell me? Nowadays you barely get like a employment where you get like a high salary, right? And you wanna point fingers at me and blame me for wanting to have fun with alcohol because alcohol is more affordable. So you want me to not do nothing at all? This how I feel like. But yeah, The Drunken Master is a great movie. It's one of Jackie Chan's early movie. Did you guys know actually that Jackie Chan plays in the Drunken Master movie, but he also plays on another martial art movie? I think it only came out in China. Correct me if I'm wrong. With the same actors, it's Drunken Master. But I think it had nothing to do with Drunken Master. But it was maybe like a prequel or just another version. That's like a fun fact. Right, but the Drunken Master was very popular in the West, and then you guys know in Naruto, if you look at anime, how important Naruto, Rock Lee is. They took Rock Lee how many times, and he does the drunken master stuff to show you guys that these are spirits we consume. We consume spirits, and they can take over you if you weak, like I think in the Psyche or something. And you just let, because I had a friend, I'm just telling you a story time. I had like a friend, he was always Zen. He was like a Zen guy, right? The others who watch this, who remember, you know who we're not gonna say his name just to leave him alone, you know. But you know who I'm talking about. This guy, he was always Zen, but when he like drank, you know, when we were like a home parties back then, I don't go to homes anymore. I don't go to clubs. I don't want to be doing that stuff. I used to do that. I don't really do this. I don't really do this. We're going to the city. He was like a different person when he was drunk. You know, he was violent. You know, some of y'all maybe have like a cousin or brother who just get violent when they're drunk. You know, so they're talking about these guys. This is a little bit dangerous. You know. Yeah, and that's what teaches us about the Drunken Master and Jackie Chan. You know, I've always been a fan. I like the Jackie Chan and the Drunken Master, the Rush Hour. Right, we have the Rush Hour with Chris Tucker. I once called him Eddie Murphy. I was younger, hey, Eddie Murphy. When my sister was like talking shit, I was like, no, it's Chris Tucker and stuff. Like I was sinning, you know, like as if I was so sinning and stuff. I know. And even the Robbie Hood movie, you know, Jackie Chan, where they have to like supervisor, babysitter. They have a little bit babysitter. This movie was a flop, right? It was a total flop. But I liked it because of Jackie Chan, you know. Jackie Chan was there while he did his movies. They've been around, but I think the Drunken Master should be like his best movie, you know. These things have still been used, you know, and as long as these guys are in these movies, they're always gonna put some great art for us to watch. Alright. So this movie would never be so popular if alcohol would be bad. It makes no sense. It's just stupid. This is just some stupid stuff. You can just take DBZ. All this death stuff, metaphoric stuff they want to teach you is similar to this alcohol stuff, but some don't want to, you know, see how deep it is, and they just look at surface stuff. But this is important for us to know why these characters are loved, liked by many, respected by many, or why these characters have so much depth, and not just look at it like a cartoon. But there's a reason why these cartoons are. But I think I'm gonna move on from the Drunken Master subject stuff, you know. I mean, there's only so much I can say. You know, I rather want to what you guys let me know what you guys think about this, because I've just been a fan, I've just been watching these movies, and you know, I just like seeing these ads. They're talking about doing Tai Chi for 7 minutes a day is gonna change your life, and I'm like, who the hell doesn't do Tai Chi? Who the hell needs a reminder to do Tai Chi every day for 7 minutes? This is something you do, right? Right? I think it's necessary. So yeah, guys, moving on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about the music, the charts. Right, let's talk about music charts and rap, hip hop, rap. A lot has happened, changed. As of surely many of you guys heard that there are not one single hip hop song music in the top 40. It just vanished, and this hasn't happened since 35 years, guys. 35 years. It hasn't happened for 35 years. All right. Yeah, and I heard then, what does this like now really mean? Many of y'all gonna say now, yeah, the black people are not cool anymore. That's why black people are not cool. Black people are out. Now no nobody's gonna care about black people anymore. In charge, they're cool, the rap music. All right, I can attest. I had many white friends, right? Like white friends who actually listened to hip hop. All right, so you sound like a fool. You're being fooled or something, or you're like a little bit dizzy, or are you high? Are you taking something? Because a lot of white people like hip hop, so this is just dumb. And then what about Eminem? What about Eminem? Right? What about Eminem? Is also what I'm saying. And some of you guys forgot about Chris Brown, that he still exists. All right. But yeah, guys, luckily I'm not an idiot. After I heard about it, I chose to make my own research to see if something is really wrong. If something is really wrong with hip hop nowadays. So I went and listened to the top 10 albums of this year. What do we have? We have Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi has an album. Then we have the Carters, right? The Travis Scott, the Jag Boys. But Travis Scott, right? Travis Scott, Cardi B, Drake. I think Drake has something with the Party Next Door. And Lil Baby has a record. And to be honest, and Mac Miller also has a project, but it's actually his recordings from 2014. But he also has a project. All these artists we just named, I listened to their albums a little bit, but not entirely. I don't know all their hits, but for what I listened, I can tell that you guys have a few tracks that are good, but overall it's shit. And you can look at it both ways. If you have a big album, a big release, a big artist, and has a big track list, it can be to just keep the longtime fans keep listening, because they know if I make a lot of tracks, you're gonna have at least one favorite track that's catchy. But then you can also look at longtime loyal listeners. They want the full project. They want to listen to the whole album. This is also a thing. So, but these albums sound more like they just want us to listen to them. They want one track to be catchy. That's what Playboy Cardi kind of does. The song Crush, right? The song Crush kind of give to the Playboy Cardi Crush, kind of steals the spot for many of y'all. It's just that good, right? But that's what I don't want. That I want I want a full-fledged project, because some of y'all artists don't really release albums like that. That's why if you do not release at least 2 projects a year, because that's the minimum what an artist does, or more or less, then your album better be good. That's what I'm saying. The only albums I listened entirely was Tyler the Creator and Clips and Lil Wayne. These are the only albums I listened to entirely, because these albums all overall weren't that good. All right, so let's start with Lil Wayne, guys. Let's be honest, guys. Let's start with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's album, I'm gonna tell you guys, I did not like it, but I always wondered what happened to Lil Wayne. What happened to Yeezy? What happened to him? And I'm just gonna shout out his songs. We're not gonna rap his lyrics, just because you know why. I always wondered you know. And after I listened to this, he had this rocky type song, you know. Guys, I just think Lil Wayne is not really into music anymore. I think he's just now a skater. I feel like Lil Wayne is a skater, but he's like, oh, but I still have this career. I still have these features I need to make and stuff, you know. And then he just made this album. This is how it sounds like, and this is a high production album, very high beats, but I feel like there's not like no song, you know. You know, I know he has a song like Flags Up and stuff, but guys, honestly, I'm disappointed. You know, you maybe like it, but I'm disappointed about the Lil Wayne album, right? This I feel like this album maybe gonna make Lil Wayne just be the artist who had a feature with Future, who had a feature with Drake, and you're gonna be known for this, Lil Wayne. Is that what you want? You know, what happened to Lil Wayne when he was like doing Tap Out, right? You guys remember this song? What happened to this Lil Wayne? You know? But yeah, moving on. We're gonna actually talk about the good stuff, was Tyler the Creator actually has a good album. I just don't care because Tyler the Creator, you already has like a solid discography, you know. I mean, Cherry Bomb. Tyler has Cherry Bomb, Igor, and you know, even, you know, honorable mention, you can mention Wolf and stuff, but you know, he has great albums, and this album just shows that he still holds his ground sound wise. It's great, surprisingly, because I didn't even know that Sugar on My Tongue, right? I didn't even know that's from Tyler. I had no idea. I knew about this song, but I didn't know it was from Tyler. That's how much I'm disconnected from you guys musically. I don't care, but that song is from him, right? And yeah, seems like Lil Wayne, you just get carried because Tyler's album is doing good, and you guys already collabed, you know, and that's what we're talking about. You know, without really mentioning much about Tyler. If you guys really interested in Tyler the Creator's album, guys, go listen to it, because we don't really want to get into it. I'm just want to say that I'm positively surprised. But if Tyler's the only album that's like good, that's not good. If all the albums are like trash, you know what I mean? So yeah. So let's end it with Clips. You know, Clips, you guys gonna have hype because you have Tyler on your record. He's like a feature in one of your tracks. So that's why you guys are relevant. I'm joking, but then you guys have a lot of songs probably produced by Pharrell. And Pharrell is in some of your songs, because I think only listening to rap is not good. So you need a singer, and Pharrell was the staple for you guys to still have the great sound. But you know, guys, I was happy on that hill when I listened to Pharrell like last projects before this. You know, guys, you know, like NERD and stuff. I liked Pharrell like this, but listening to him like this just destroys the whole illusion of him being a great artist. But I think his role was more in the production. But this album is like a, you know, guys, you guys haven't listened to NERD music in a while. You guys want some more, so come listen to this album because Pharrell produced it, and then you listen and you're disappointed. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Trash. All these albums are trash. That's why hip-hop is not there where it's at. And many of y'all don't like it. But me, to be honest, I like it. Just go back, guys, to the era when we had Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, and Prince. There were no rappers. There were no rappers. No, none of them were around, guys. We just had these artists, and we are actually back then there. We're back there, and that's great. That's actually a good thing, you know. So yeah, you guys can hate, you guys can really not like this, and you're shocked, because there's like a miracle. There's a miracle that this happens, but we're really there, guys. And now, if that's in the charts, that's what we want to listen, and that's great. Nobody wants to listen about these guys, and they just make 2-minute songs and they just rap about the same stuff. I heard like a sister in another video mention that that these artists just just actually just reheat their songs, and some of you are in the comments even roasting them for this. Now you even notice this. We want hip-hop to be back like in 2006 and 2003, because 2003 was epic, guys. In 2003 we had Get Rich Die Trying, and we had many more. I mean, you had the Eminem, G Unit, 50 Cent. Should I go on? No, we're not gonna go on. But this is what I mean. And it carried everything until 2026. We still had the game. The game was still there. Until Jay-Z killed hip-hop in 2017, guys. Don't get me, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2017, 2016, that's where Jay-Z killed a lot of careers. Like, the rappers' careers were over. It didn't like killed them. It didn't unalive them. He just, like, the career was over. Around there, guys. And that's why where we at, and it's a good thing. Oh no, do you guys just want to, just then at this point it makes no sense. Right? Yeah, that's what I would tell you guys. That this was meant to happen. We were not meant to stay on that lane and just just remake stuff, because you're making these viewers crazy and stuff, act up and crazy. Yeah, it just sucks. I know, guys. I wanted to make this video longer, but we about to wrap it up. Looks like we're gonna make this video short. It's gonna be short. We're gonna go. We just wanna, just talk about it, guys. Now that it's over, a lot of you guys hopped into this YouTube, into this social media, ever since this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef started, guys. All of you guys came in, hopped into this YouTube and made videos and were like, Kendrick Lamar and stuff. And now that it's over, you guys don't know what to do anymore. Videos, we here, tell you guys we're here to end it. It's done, guys. It's done. This, all you guys not gonna do this anymore. Right? And that's it. The only thing that can save hip-hop now, and you guys see it, is like gonna be like newcomers. We need newcomers on the ground at this point, guys. Expecting these artists to to come with another album after what they delivered is too much asked. You're asking too much, because like going back, I always wondered what happened to Lil Wayne and stuff and all these other artists. But many artists, I just forget about them, forget their name. Just recently, I did listen to Gorillaz' latest album, but it came out 2023, and honestly, the last album I really listened from Gorillaz was Plastic Beach. I think many of us, Plastic Beach with Empire Ants stuff, great memories, right? But that's all. I listened a little bit to their latest album, but they said they would drop an album and this year. I don't know, guys. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I might remember Gorillaz, but the many artist names I just forget and you just fade away. And if that happens, guys, we should just accept it. I know many artists say it's not fair for many artists, especially artists who passed away, but we maybe not gonna mention all of them. It's just not good. which is not good. Hey, you know, I get it. And yeah, I know Taylor Swift and stuff, but I have not. I'm sorry to disappoint many of y'all clicked on this video. I have not listened to Taylor Swift new album. I have not. I know y'all going, hey, Taylor Swift. No. I know Taylor Swift songs. I know some of her songs. You know, I know her song. Listen to them, but I have not listened to a new album. You know, maybe just not that time. You know, but I just don't like her music that came out recently. You know, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. You know, but that's a good thing. So where are all the other artists? You know, because going back to 2003 and 2006, we had like a lot of artists who defined some stuff, but nobody mentions them. Nobody really mentions them like that, guys. And there's no reason, since they have great records and music and stuff, and nobody really talks about it. But I do know all these artists. I just don't mention them unless I really have to, or at least unless I listen to their songs today. But I'm like in a burnout. I listen to so many songs today, guys. I'm just so freaking tired. I'm tired of it, and I just did it just so I can like do your own research, do the diligence and stuff, and then know that it's true. And there's a reason why there's no hip hop songs in the top 40s at least anymore. And at this point, we're gonna listen to the underground artist more by default. And there's nothing you guys can do. Many of y'all hate how it is. Many of y'all hate that hip hop is not there. Many of y'all are happy, but at the same time not happy. Many of y'all hate that still some artists who you claim fell off didn't really fell off, right? Or just showing you guys that they are still talented. And sometimes when you have an artist, right? If you have like all these artists I named so far, you have these artists. Sometimes the fans, the listeners, sometimes they change, guys. Have you never thought about it? You had all your fans, even me. I was listening to a lot of these artists, but I changed over time, and I didn't really care. That's why I'm disappointed in like a lot of albums you guys release, but I don't care anymore because I like the stuff you guys released back then, but I just don't care now. So the only artist's chance is to actually find a new fan base. But when you have a new generation coming up, they might just don't care about the specific artist. They just don't care at all. So all these artists are named to somebody. To some of them can be no one or everything. So you gotta you gotta find your new fan base. Since we all changed, some matured, some just have other hobbies. So some just have different tastes now. So that's what these artists have to do to stay alive, or they need to find a successor. They would have to find a successor who carries the legacy on, because many of these artists are not like they sound out of tune, guys. They sound out of tune. I mean, you guys been there. You made a lot of songs. It could or could not be a reason why you guys could go on or should not go on, or maybe some of y'all been through too much, and you guys rather want to listen. And I'm not a doctor, YouTube. I'm not a doctor. You want to listen to artists rapping, singing about mental decay. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here making a medical diagnose. If you have signs of mental decay, you should go seek out a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. Oh my god, what time is it? So I'm asking y'all guys. Y'all guys. What happened? What happened, y'all? What happened to good old days? What happened to good old days of hip hop? How it started? You guys know how it started with NWA and Easy E being there, flying, rapping right. Easy E just gives me like some vibes that because Ice Cube wrote his lyrics. that Eazy-E, was just depressed. Maybe he was depressed, was going through stuff, because maybe they were supposed to sing, but he was depressed when he was still want to make music, so he just rapped. What happened to all this? And Nate Dogg, they had their records. When those we all remember Nate Dogg. Not everyone remembers Nate Dogg. But yeah, he had the song These Days, right? These days you gotta be strapped. I'm already knowing that nobody got my back. These days you gotta be down. You say we those easy clipping dog pound. These days you gotta be strapped. I'm already knowing that nobody got my back. I'm in the van, smoking the dope, and then proceeding. But I can't do this because this is censored, and it's not good to say these things. These are not the real lyrics, but I don't care. What happened to this stuff, and what happened in the evolution, and everything, all these songs, and all these hits, we all know. Going to 2003, 2006, and everything, and all the evolution, guys, till hip-hop and everything and rap got destroyed, the peak in 2016-17, because there were too much competition, too many rappers. How come none of them are really prevalent like that? That's what I'm telling you guys. You have Kanye West and Jay-Z. Kanye West and Jay-Z and Big Sean and Kid Cudi in the cut, and Travis Scott. All these artists' name. Then you have Eminem, who has G.U. in it, and 50 Cent in the Game, Snoop Doggy Dogg, all these rappers. How come none of them really prevalent? That's what I'm asking y'all. You want to tell me that none of these rappers or artists could make an album that stands out a little bit? Alright, they couldn't do this. Who would really believe this at this point? All this J. Cole, even J. Cole, not even J. You want to tell me not even J. Cole or Pusha T, all these rappers, who having troubles right now, are facing things. Yeah, it depends. Don't go too deep there. But sometimes it's like your best fuel, right? Sometimes it's when you need to express yourself, right? So this makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, guys. No sense. It makes no sense. So for them to sell us this as the hip hop is the biggest slap in the face, because I see this as something positive, that the things are like this. I'm maybe disappointed, but it's not in a way where I'm gonna cry. I'm just then you guys just failed us as listeners. You don't care about the listener. You just care about the hype and see which artist is gonna take off the most. Alright. Because the long-time listeners know what the song is good, what song is not, or what to listen, what to not. Just the others not, and the next generation. Are they really gonna get it, or is it even gonna be relevant? And if I have to question this, then this doesn't matter. With that being said, this is all a distraction. For me, it's a distraction. Yeah, we can talk or mention about this, but I'm not getting into that too deep. It's not that deep. Something should happen. We should get some breaking news, but at this point nothing's gonna happen because some of you are way too deep into it. It's not that deep, guys. Alright, it's not that deep. I don't care. I'm just here and telling you guys that all these artists I named, and none of them really made hits. And you guys know why? It's because of K-pop. It's gotta be K-pop. Looks like the teens rather want to listen to K-pop. They just don't care about this type of genre and they want K-pop. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. You can't change this. You can't change this. You just gotta go with it. I know you guys don't want to go with it, but you gotta go with it. They want to listen to K-pop now rather than anything. Is also because you guys did something wrong and you guys thought too much about pushing the veterans, because you guys thought that these veterans gonna carry this stuff for 50 years. Are you high? Are you high? Seriously? For 50, some of them are in their, some of them are in their 40s, some of them are in their 50s, guys. Some of these artists have daughters and sons, guys. They have responsibility and all these things they need to do. And you expect them to be there in the studio and rap about songs, rap about real life, and be like, I really do this. I really did this. I really took this guy, whatever. Stuff like that. You guys want to expect this. At this point, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. People want to rather listen to underground stuff, underground music. Alright? They want to listen to the classic rock legends. They don't want to listen unless it's underground. And this is how it should be. Maybe we should go back to when we just only had radios. You guys, they should teach. Maybe myself. Maybe I need this. Maybe I need to teach myself a lesson and stay away from these smartphones. So I can just like live back then and we just had radios. Not even TV, guys. Do you imagine? Not even a TV, just a radio. And you just get the music they want you to listen. Because this is still better than radio. They just give you whatever you want. But if you have these charts now, you can still pick and choose. Pick your poison, quote unquote. But if it's still a disappointment, and if all these artists I mentioned are not really relevant, then what's the point? If you guys could just do this, or it's just something deeper. You guys only gonna get if you watch movies like They Live and The Matrix, but we're not talking about these movies today, right, guys? Oh my god. That's what I'm saying, guys. What happens if you guys throw all these artists in front of our faces? This one, and they did do this, and this newcomer, Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa used to be big, guys. Big. And he came out of nowhere. Wiz Khalifa came out of nowhere. Soulja Boy came out of nowhere, guys. Soulja Boy, I never heard of Soulja Boy, guys. But he was there. What is this gonna make us like, or feel like if they used to be great and then they not, one day they just not, and you never hear nothing? What happened to these guys? What happened to them? What happened to them? Seriously, what happened to these rappers? But maybe it's not that big, and a lot of artists also change. Many artists, change. Many artists get silenced. You don't know what they lived through. Many artists are not built for this. That's also what we see. Maybe some of your artists are not being honest. I'm not making any assumption. And you signing newer artists just to mock them and be like, oh yeah, you gonna take my place? Psych, I'm better than you. Because I dropped 2 projects this year. And I don't even take music as serious as when I was peak my artistry, which was in my past life. Don't take music as serious, but I still dropped 2 projects. And if I look at some of your artists only dropping 1 project, or, you have like a very small track list. Because you're the type of artist who has to have a small track list. Because you can have a track list as much as you want. It depends how serious you take yourself. But sometimes some of your artists maybe just not good. are not going through tough times, because some of y'all would literally threaten to hurt yourselves if you guys fall off the charts completely, because you guys just gonna be somebody regular. So be prepared, guys. Saying it now, a lot of these Hollywood artists in the next weeks gonna be just like your neighbor. Just gonna, yep, they're just gonna be a regular guy. Don't be surprised if soon you're gonna see like a Drake just walking outside, you know, and you just, yeah, guys, I'm just here, you know. Yeah, life changed, you know. Hollywood ain't big as it used to be anymore. All these artists, we're just the regular guys, you know. And don't be surprised if some of these rappers, artists gonna hit you up if you're an artist, and they be like, hey, let's collab. Because I know how some of these artists are, and they're not gonna collab with you because you are nobody to them. But this gonna change as well. Alright, so you guys can be here and wonder what you know, all the rappers who passed, all the artists who passed, let's say the artists, what do they think? What goes through their heads? You know, ask them. I asked them, like, what do these guys feel? How do these guys feel about this? Most of them are happy. Most of them waited, and most of them already mentioned in their songs that this day would come. And this explains why rap and also rap beef used to hit different, used to be way more chaos out of hand. I'm not saying that it's any different this time, but you know, many of us can just like I guess look and agree that like some songs sound good. You feel me? Alright, guys, but now for real, I'm really gonna go. I'm gonna go, guys. Bye. It's just not worth it. I'm gonna go. I wanted to mention some more artists and stuff, and you know, all this music stuff, but guys, I think we're not even gonna mention the rock legends. You know, guys, the rock legends. We're not gonna talk about the rock. I know there are like many rock bands and rocks. I know many of y'all wanted to hear. Talk to me, the soul. You want to mention the rock classics? We're not. We're just not. I'm not gonna go too deep. You guys know the rock legends, especially the rock legends who passed away. It doesn't matter if recently or back then. All these, we're not gonna talk about them. I made videos in the past, guys. No. We're not gonna go there, guys. We're not. But that's where it's at, right? That's where it's at. That's really where it's at. That's where it's at, guys. You know. Let's not do this. Let's not talk about them, because I still have a lot to say. You know, but I'm not. So before we go, you know, let's just talk about Kanye West and Kanye West's career, because many of y'all think like Kanye could maybe save this. Kanye West, who had great albums, and then he came with this 2010 album, Yeezus. I think that was to promote his shoes, and that's when many of y'all were like that Kanye's gotten crazy. It's true. You know, because before Kanye released Yeezys, he had this 808 Heartbreak, and he raps about the heartless, right? He raps about heartless women. But Kanye could have used the same beat, the same melody, and just rapped about something else, something more empowering. He could have done this. You know, I can see this. I can see an alternative dimension reality where Kanye West's career was based off on this, like where he would be bigger. That's why he's so big. He's still big, guys, but Kanye could have been in an alternative reality, could have been even bigger. You know, that's the connection I have with Kanye. You know, because since his 2010 album, you guys just talk about Jesus, right? Yeezus album, this particular song where he just screams nah, nah, and you guys are like, Kanye is crazy. You know, I'm sorry guys, I haven't listened to Donder. You know, I stopped listening to Kanye after maybe like the Life of Pablo, or the album, the collab with Kid Cudi, Kids See Ghosts. That's what I stopped listening to Kanye after that. I stopped. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just me. It's just me, guys. It's just me. Maybe my taste changed. I listened to all this, guys. You know, back then, guys. Back then, I was a huge NERD fan. Back then I loved NERD. I loved the Cherry Bomb album from Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator had the Cherry Bomb. I was like, this album is great. This is great. I listened to stuff like this. Right. I still knew all these classics, but from all like the album, I knew the classics from 2003 and all this discography. I know about all of that. But that's you know, coming from this, and then now I changed. I don't listen to none of these artists anymore. You know, I only listen to the good classics if they play sometimes. But you know, it's not that deep anymore. It's coming from me. It's just different now. I just look at it different. Right. But why do you think they tell you that these artists went crazy? It's for a reason, because Kanye was trying to tell us something, though, in his album. Even if many of y'all criticized the Yeezy's album for, you know, the cover, many of y'all are shocked by the cover, and nowadays is something, you know, AI could just make in a few minutes. You weren't ready, and now you guys realize this, and you know, many songs sound good now. Back then you guys trashed, and also vice versa. That's how I feel about the music. A lot of songs could like just backfire you guys. Oh, remember this song? I'm like, yeah, or maybe I'm just like lying. Like, no, I did not remember these songs, guys. You know, and it makes you just question yourself that maybe some songs in the charts would have been better off to stay on there longer, and you guys traded it for a brand new hype, a brand new year. So should we blame the artist or should we blame the listeners? It's like a very open question for us at the end of the day. We're gonna find out. Because I feel like a lot of songs years ago, I feel like a lot of songs being done wrong, right? Being removed from the charts too early for songs who replace them, like Blueface, baby, and he's no longer there at all, guys. And this, right? Why is that? That's what I'm just saying. Well, what was it? I forgot. I was about to say something. I forgot. But if I remember, I'll just say it like later on. It doesn't matter. But maybe I'll just remember. But it most likely it was not important, or maybe it was not forced now to talk about this. You know. All right, guys. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I forgot. You know. But I'm about to go. I don't care. You know, all your artists, it's time now, guys. You know, it's time to make our last album, last project, whatever we got to say. Don't let the listeners wait too long for like a message. We need to come, maybe risk it all, and do it, guys. But I know many of your artists not gonna do it, either because you guys are scared, or because you guys really just don't know what to say, or you guys can do it. But I know those who can do it, they're gonna do it. They're gonna show you guys what music, where we need to go, what needs to be saved, what needs to be said. Stop clinging. Stop expecting these artists to do what you guys want to do. Instead, just listen to their better projects. You know, and get inspired. All right. Yeah, that's why we're here. I know we have not really mentioned the Black Eyed Peas and Will I Am, but before I go, I'm gonna mention Black Eyed Peas and Will I Am. You know, so I don't have to make a video separately. Will I Am has great songs, like with Black Eyed Peas, they do great songs, but you guys should not forget that Will I Am also made this song called Let's Get It Started, right? And we're not talking about this version, we're talking about the censored version, guys. The censored version of the song called Let's Get It Started. Those who know the real song, or you can go look it up. And this song, don't forget, Will I Am made this song, and that's why I'm telling you guys to be cautious. I'm not telling you guys, ooh, get away from the frequency, 4.0. No, just be cautious what you listen to in the lyrics, guys. Just know what you're consuming. That's all I'm saying. That goes back to my question. Should we blame the listeners who actually support this, or KK with this, or the actual artist? Never forget that they actually made this song. Alright, but I'm really about to go, guys. I just want to go. I know it just sounds like I don't care. It just sounds like I'm here to just make clout, because I'm gonna end this video sooner, but I don't care. I'm really gonna go, guys. At this point, I said everything. I even wanted to say something, but I kind of got like a cliffhanger right now. I was like cliffhanger. I don't even know. What's the point anymore. Why we talked so much? Why do we went so deep and talked about it? You know, because I don't really care. To be honest with you guys, even though I mentioned all these artists, I don't care about a lot of these. Half of these artists I don't care, but I'm just showing you guys that I do remember these artists, and that I wonder where they at, what happened. But at the same time, looking at the rock legends, I'm like, maybe it's better to just not to research. But I'm telling you guys that some of these artists' names gonna resurface in my back of my brain, and I'm going to actually research their discography, and maybe I'm about to listen to a new album very soon, guys, so I can come back to see if I can correct something. But to be honest, for the most part, I'm done. Going back, guys, after listening to Tyler the Creator and the Clips and Lil Wayne, I'm done, guys. I don't want to hear nothing from this year's music, and to be honest, I don't want to hear nothing from music in general. All right, and why do you guys care so much? If you know, yeah, you know, it's good that you guys making videos, but at this point, guys, we should have just ignored them and just, you know, talked about the underground and just move on already. But I guess this was like some type of news. We cannot really ignore this. I know many of y'all want to just, you know, swipe it under the rug. You want to silence many. You don't want many to come out and talk about it, you know. But I have to talk about it, because else I'm gonna look like someone who actually listens to this and condones this. But I don't. I do not condone you guys who are multi-millionaires, right? Some of you are multi-millionaires, and you guys release albums like this, where you maybe just musically, sound-wise, not really there where you're supposed to be, or you just bring too much of the depressed vibe. And if the little one's gonna listen to this, that's not good. It's not good. And I'm asking you something, because I watched this in a video today. Like, how come Steve Steve Jobs, right? Is this his name, or is this Mark Zuckerberg? But how come you guys have 300 or 250 billion dollars? How come there are still homeless people? How come? That's my question. I want to know. How is this possible? How can we live in a world where this is a thing? I don't want to go too deep into all this economy stuff. We're not here to talk about this. Maybe another day, but not today. We're not here to talk. We already talked about music, hip hop. We're not here to talk about economy. But how come you guys have so much money while there's still like really real life homeless people without a home? Because you could get bored at home. Don't get me wrong. You may be in your house right now. You're in your home and you are bored and you don't know what to do. But you have a house. You do have a home though. Alright. You're in your house, 4 walls, and it's hot. Right? And you can do everything you want. You can watch all the movies, anything you do. You're not outside, especially when sometimes it rains and stuff. But you know what I mean. In a world with real life billionaires, guys, to have 10 hip hop albums who are like that is not good. It's not good at all, guys. It's not good at all. And I did not really had a headache before I went and listened to these songs. I think I went listening to these songs before I even had a headache. And the headache started after I listened to all of this. Alright. And we're not even gonna talk about like how hard it was to actually listen to some of you try. It was just hard, and the fact that I could not really retain much just shows, guys. This is really hard. I think I'm gonna cry, bro. This is tough. This is really tough. What are you gonna do now? What are we supposed to do? All these questions, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. But it's in front of your eyes, guys. It's in front of us. We're gonna see this. I know many of y'all have smartphones. I know many of y'all on your. It's easy to be on your smartphone and just play Pokemon Go. You're just gonna play Pokemon Go. You're happy about the Pokemons you caught today and stuff. And that's why you don't see it. But eventually, we would have to see it, guys. We'll have to see something. And then we need to come together, guys. I know many of us disagree, but when this catches up, and some of y'all have not even found out about it yet, but we're gonna find out that many of us actually wonder where all this money goes. All these charities. I'm just asking question. Now this can. Well, where does all this money goes from all these charities? If these albums, if this music is not, if this music is not good, if you guys could not top what Jay-Z did in 2016 or 17, I don't know, but with his album, and none of y'all could top it, or a lot of y'all were scared after saying something after, because it would sound, even if you guys don't want it, it would sound like you guys would defy him. Because a lot of you artists, hip-hop, you don't want beef. But Kendrick Lamar made a song, Beef, dissing Drake, right? And it's crazy, because back then we didn't have the internet, and the Tupac beef with Biggie was crazy. It was chaos and it wasn't good. But what if this beef was orchestrated? Or, not like you guys want us to think that it is. And some of y'all still fall for this Kendrick and Drake beef. But who knows? Maybe Drake was in this studio, in the same studio when Kendrick Lamar recorded this song and he was hyping him up. Who knows, guys? Who knows? We don't know. And it's sad. That's sad. I don't want you guys to get hurt over some 808 stuff. I don't want that. I don't want this to happen. I don't want you guys after this video to just go on with that. But yeah, guys, I'm really gonna go. I'm really gonna go. I just have these questions, but I'm gonna go, guys. You can be back. For tonight, I cannot listen to any of these music songs anymore. I'm just burned out. I know I have to maybe listen to some more songs and music to keep up and to know, but after what I listened, I know it's already gonna be trash, and that's why I need a break. But I'm not done, guys. So I'll be back after I listen to the rest of the shit and all the stuff, all these things I heard, guys. Then we can finally find a good conclusion. But this for me is just sounds shallow. So yeah, guys. You just stay safe, guys. And see you guys.